Welcome to Doggie Dojo. My name's Trevor Smith, and today I have some real special guests, Jeff and Mary Helen, and they are from ZiwiPeak, and they're going to talk to you guys about air dry dog food. Thank you for joining the show.
Thank you, Trevor. Glad to be here. Mary Helen and I wanted to talk about air dry dog food. There's a lot of different ways to feed raw and alternative to raw. We're part of that category. There's a trend in the pet industry toward less nutrient degradation.
Yes.
So if you think about why people want that, they obviously want their pets to thrive on actually feeding a lot less because it goes a lot further. The nutrients reach the body more effectively.
Oh, okay.
At ZiwiPeak, we're unique in that we provide the convenience of kibble, scoop, and serve. With the benefits of raw. You don't have to reconstitute with water like you may have to with freeze-dried and dehydrated.
That's really nice.
And you don't have to also freeze and thaw like you would with raw.
And because I've had raw food and freeze-dried food, and I feel like that's like the worst process of like having to let it sit on the countertop and defrost or soak together. And then so you're just saying that ZiwiPeak, you can just go straight from the bag to the bowl.
It's from farm to bowl essentially. So a lot of people's lifestyle does not allow them to feed raw, yet they want to. There's a thirst for this type of food. We take an artisanal approach to it. If you look at a centuries-old technique of preserving meats, we have a twin-stage proprietary process where we gently air dry it to kill the bacteria, but it retains all those vital nutrients, enzymes, vitamins, and minerals. So you're actually allowing you to feed a lot less. We have cold-washed green tripe for digestion. We have green-lit mussels added in there for joint support. And then other than that, it's the raw meat and organs. We add a little bit of parsley and kelp. And all around, you have a limited ingredient diet that's excellent for all life stages, all breeds. Yeah, so and I think sometimes people with raw food diet are worried that, my dog, their stomach wouldn't be able to handle it. It's not really palatable. I'm worried that my dog's gonna get sick and or all this different stuff that's really hard when you do go to feed raw to figure out. But with ZiwiPeak, I find that it's actually you make it really simplified. So it's nice.
That's actually why the founders created this product. The wife was incredibly passionate about her pets. She wanted to feed raw. It wasn't convenient for her. It didn't match their lifestyle. And they set out for 3 years to figure out how to take raw and put it in a bag that can sit on the shelf and be incredibly convenient, safe to feed, but also nutritious. So that's exactly why the product was created.
That's really cool. And this is such a unique product too, because it's not, and I feel when people talk to me about that, I use it for training, and because it makes great little training treats. So they're like, where'd you get that jerky? And I'm like, it's not jerky, it's dog food. And their mind's just blown, like, that's a dog food?
But that's what we were inspired by. We were inspired by jerky and the process of making jerky, and how do you take that concept and make it a complete and balanced food, treat, or topper for our pets.
Yeah, it's really good. And I see you got lots of different products. So you not only got the food, but you do have treats too. So, and bones and chew bones. I gave one of these bones to a dog yesterday, and the dog just completely devoured it, loved it. It was barking in the kennel, and as soon as I gave the bone to the dog, it was just like silence. It was just all engaged into it. I bet it looks really
this isn't smoked. There's no nitrate. It's also gently air dried.
Oh, cool.
And the beef esophagus that's wrapped around it is extremely palatable, so dogs respond really well to it.
Because I've seen smoked stuff in pet stores, and I get a little worried about that because smoked is a cooking process. And when you smoke things, the bones can brittle and break and splinter and be dangerous for the dog. But this is air dried.
Yep.
And what's the difference between smoked and air dried for the fact?
Well, by gently air drying it, when you're smoking it, it's maybe forced to higher temperatures. And there's also some of the smoke and some of those pollutants that exist in that process. Whereas by gently air drying, it's a cleaner process.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think there's two things. I think when bones are cooked high temperatures really quickly, they become brittle, and that's the risk of a bone, right? Is that they're going to break, they're going to splinter, they're going to damage the animal's tract. So roasting it slowly over time helps reduce the chance of splintering. And then oftentimes when bones are cooked so quickly, it takes away the flavor from them, and that's why they're smoking them. They're adding all these chemicals back to it to make the dog want to eat it. We don't want that approach. We want to say we want it natural, with no chemicals, no smoke, and also we know it's going to be safe for the dog to enjoy.
And for viewers at home, some people get worried when they feed like raw diets. Like they think, okay, so it's going to make my dog more fat because there's like more meat, and it's a really big misconception. But I remember you telling me earlier that it's actually really good for dogs that need to lose weight. That you've seen tremendous results from it.
Absolutely. They say 66% of dogs and cats are obese now, so it's truly an epidemic. And I really believe it's because we're feeding them things that they can't naturally digest. We're feeding them carbohydrates, we're feeding them corn, wheat, and soy. They can't digest it, so it just fills up in their gut, turns into sugar, and it causes this excess weight. So by feeding them something that's higher in protein and meat-based, they're actually able to digest it. This food, this ZiwiPeak air dried, is 95% digestible, so the pet does very little work, and the body's actually able to absorb all those nutrients, and so it really can help with weight reduction and having just the proper weight for weight management.
Also, the amount you have to feed is dramatically less, 25% less than a premium kibble, 67% less than with freeze-dried. If you go to ZiwiPeak's website, we have some of those stats, as well as an air-dried feeding calculator to tailor your needs for your pet. If you'll find out,
really nice tool.
Yeah, so you'll know like your pet's 50 pounds with moderate activity level, how many 2-ounce scoops to feed. There's 2-ounce scoops in all of our bags, including our 1 pound. So we make it very simple to understand how little you feed with ZiwiPeak as well.
Cool. I'll make sure to put that link in the description below so you guys can check it out for your dog and what you need for your dog for this food, and it's great. Yeah, because and those that are watching that feed raw, this is a nice easy transition for one, but I think one of the biggest struggles with my students in my class that feed raw, which is a good way to feed your dog, is that you can't use the raw meat for training very easily. Yeah. It's like I have really many of my students are like, I can't train with my food, which is such an essential bonding experience, but you can with this.
Absolutely.
So it's great.
You can full feed it as a food, you can use it as a topper, use it as a treat, but with those people who also feed raw when they travel, we're great and more convenient for when you're traveling. You don't have to have a freezer with you.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why people love ZiwiPeak.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks guys for joining on here, Jeff and Mary. I appreciate you guys joining on the show, and thanks again guys over there for watching here on the Doggie Dojo. As always, have some fun with your dog, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.